This is a special day, boys and girls. We are coming to you live from the Orchard in Ridgeland, Mississippi, where we are at the residence of one of Murrah's all-time greats, Mrs. Beatrice B. Donnelly. It is my sincere pleasure to be joined today by fellow classmates Alice Ray Mitchell, the pride of Magnolia, Mississippi, and by McNeil Dobie Bartling Jr., who is beaming in the glow of retirement. And behind camera, you love his cars, but you love him more, Paul Moak Jr. Now, B, just to refresh the memories of our thousands of viewers, let me remind them that not only were you senior class English teacher, a senior class English teacher, but you were also for multiple years senior class sponsor and sponsor of the Pleiades Literary Magazine and the Resume Yearbook. So we know the impact that you had upon us in Murrah, but when you think back upon the Murrah experience, what are your most enduring memories?
Well, certainly the students. I loved the students. I loved every single day I was at Murrah High School. It was just wonderful. No complaints.
Not one bad day?
No. If so, I've forgotten it.
Go ahead.
Me?
Yeah,
sure. Well, there's so many things I want to say. I've had to try to kind of boil it down to just a couple of things. And the first thing I'll say is, without question, in my whole school career, I'm talking about K through college, my very favorite teacher is sitting right here. And she said she loved her students. I mean, I have known that for a long time. You know, she loved me. She has loved my wife, Linda. She knows of my children. She knows of my grandchildren. And matter of fact, one of my projects that I'm going to get taken care of real soon here is I want all of my grandchildren to know her and to know about her. And
Better hurry.
Well, to know about her and to know a person that chose a profession and made it not a job, but a passion and a calling, and to see how that plays out in life and how many lives she affected, you know, mine and many, many others. That's for sure. So,
You're holding the resume there. Is there a reason you brought the 67?
Well, because I think it's a wonderful book. I think the resumes were always better than college textbooks. They're just, and I can't take any credit. It was always due to the editors like Alice, and I just kind of had my name on the book. But
you made us believe that we could accept this kind of responsibility, and we thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
You also gave us gifts of reading literary works, and gifts of writing.
And now that she has written,
Speaking
how
of
many, how many books have you written, Alice?
Well, this is the second, My Mama's Closet, and the third will come out in December, Scooter Mouse and the Teddy Bears. My first book was an educational book. It was kind of boring for most people, but something I had to do. And you have written poetry. How has the writing experience?
Well, they are back here. It was just these are my 3 books, but it was just a fluke. I was flat on my back for, I guess, a year, and a friend of mine said, when I was bemoaning the fact that I didn't know what I would do about Christmas presents, and she said, oh, just get all those poems together and give them to your children for Christmas. So that was the first book, mostly ghost, and it is mostly ghosts. And I sent one to Johnny Evans, another old student, and he asked if he could sell them at Lemuria. So that was the first one. And then somehow I just ended up writing another one. And then Johnny called to tell me that I was going to be part of the book festival and I better have a book. So I got busy. And this is all about retirement. Retirement living. So, and I didn't think anybody would read it, but people are reading it. It may be they're worried about what might happen to them, but anyway, I've had a good time with it.
And have you written about Murrah in one of those collections?
And let's see. This one, I wrote an addendum, and the name of it is Joy Teaching, a fragmentary memoir for Murrah students. And I won't go into all of this, but I started out by saying when I graduated from LSU, I'd done practice teaching, and I think I was my supervisor's favorite. So she called me in and she said, I want you to make me a promise. I want you to promise you will not ruin your life as I have ruined mine by teaching. I said, I promise. I had no thought of teaching. But then, as I said in here, when I was left a widow with 4 children and a teaching certificate, and Mr. Mary, who called and said, oh, just try it for a year. So, and then what I've said here is now as I look back on 40 plus years in the classroom and know that I was never happier. There were some bad days, of course, a few obnoxious pupils, but nothing could take away from my years at Murrah. I taught them British literature. They knew all the answers. Then I went on to say, every day that I went to school was an adventure. At what other job could I, wearing a blonde wig right on the back of a motorcycle through the auditorium, where else would I be expected to have a squealing pig bathed in my sink before breakfast? Where else would my Club X boys give me a gift certificate for a bathing suit and a fifth of bourbon? Where else would I know that I might be a small influence on future leaders? Where else would I look forward to every day? And then I'm not going to read all of this, but I'll read you the end of it. I think I was a good teacher, but my students taught me also. They gave me the knowledge that each day could prove that life is good, full of promise, excitement, and love. And if not today, then tomorrow.
That's great.
Terrific.
Oh, that's great.
I know that you have a book club here at the Orchard,
Yeah.
and we have viewers who really need to know what books we should be reading now. Would you make some recommendations?
Oh my. Well, you know, we have tried to get people involved here. One that was really fun to do was Letters of Note, and I think it's by Usher, and it gives actual copies of handwritten letters. And so I was in charge of the book club that day. So I got different people to read the letter dressed and acting the part. And we have one man out here who loves to sing. So he was Elvis, and he even had blue suede shoes. So, of course, he sang to us. Then T.W. Lewis, who was a professor at Millsaps for many, many years, is one of my favorite people here. And he was Hemingway. Then we had someone as, Bonnie of Bonnie and Clyde. Well, anyway, that was a fun book because we tried to get people and to get involved. So that was fun.
Well, do you have any comments for us, any advice for us as we go forward in life, things you've learned that you would like
After
to share.
50 years. Well, in the first place, who would have thought I'd live to be 92? Certainly not me. And my advice would be, live it up. Do all these things that you think you might never get to do. Just do it.
Well, B, we thank you so much for having us here today, and it's just wonderful. We appreciate what you did for Murrah, and we wish you continued good health and happiness. And please, I know you call him Buddy, but if any of us can ever help you, please call on us.
Thank you very much.
And may I say this? This idea that Paul has come up with, Paul and others, Dale and several others have come up with about, not just sending a letter to save the date, or the reunion is going to be June 9th, 10th, and 11th. But, to make it so personal with these interviews, I have just loved every one of them. And the last one, Jack Carlisle, I'll just say a personal note to him, Coach, you just looked great. You talked great, and you said that you probably would not be able to come, but I know your sweet daughter Jane, and I bet you anything that she would love to bring you down here and for that part of that reunion, and that would please us very much. And that's the only one I'm gonna comment on individually, but I've enjoyed every one. I mean, I appreciate y'all's work and thought in doing that. And the last thing I'll say is that I come to CB every chance I get. Actually, I try to come to see her a lot more, but her social schedule is so busy. Bridge, book club, helping people write their life
That's the way to do
story. So anyway,
Thank you, dear. Paul, one thing, I have a picture over there that Bill Lester did that I'd like for you to take a look at, because I know he's a class member. That one right there.
Great.
And it's a Christmas picture, so it'd be kind of appropriate.
You
Got a picture of it?
Thank you, B.
Thank you so
My
much.
pleasure. So glad to see you all, my dear. Oh, goodness.